if you want to feel worthy and good enough, and then sales are just an amazing add-on to feeling worthy instead of the reason for your self-worth, that is your motivation to love yourself more. Satisfaction with yourself, satisfaction with your results, and satisfaction with your life. That is the function of loving yourself. You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in. Hello, my love bugs. Happy Wednesday. Tomorrow, September 15th, is my dad's birthday, and things are good over here. I have cat hair in my nose. Dustin and I are seeing Jimmy Eat World at the end of September, so I'm all up in my One Tree Hill feels for that. And next month, I'm headed to Raleigh, North Carolina for my coach's event. I am so excited for that, and I'll be visiting my friend in Wilmington too, which if you don't know, Wilmington, North Carolina is where they filmed my favorite show, One Tree Hill. And like when I say my favorite show, I mean, if you don't know me, then you don't know that I've been to 5 One Tree Hill conventions. I am a psycho. And it was also like the best time ever. So going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to all that. And I have one-to-one coaching spots available, y'all. 3 months of one-to-one coaching to help you go from imposter to empowered, to help you overcome the unworthiness and imposter syndrome you feel around having the business you want, the money that you want. We overcome the fears, the imposter syndrome, the limiting beliefs, and we help you step into the highest version of yourself in just 90 days. My one-to-one clients have signed 4-figure clients. They've started their podcasts. They've released so much guilt and shame over who they are. They've stepped into their power. One of my one-to-one, she just signed like a $7,500 client. And this is after hiding behind her Instagram for so long and never showing her face, and like really has only been doing this for a short amount of time. And that, like, she created $7,500 from one client. Amazing. And now it's your turn. So apply now at the link in my show notes for 3 months of one-to-one coaching. The investment is $4,000 pay in full. And there is a payment plan available, so send me a DM if you have any questions. But if you don't, you can just head straight to the link in my show notes and apply. So let's get into the episode, shall we? In my book, You're Not Special, which you can get on Amazon in any country where Amazon is available, by the way. I'll also link it here in the show notes. I talk about a client who was frustrated with her lack of progress in therapy. She had started working with me and was saying how she had been to therapy, it wasn't working, la 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 la. And I asked her very simply, why are you even in therapy then? And the answer that I was actually looking for was to love yourself more. Of course, her answer was more so, oh, I'm doing this for this reason and for that reason. But truly, the answer that I was looking for, again, was to love yourself more. Simple. Because that is why any of us do this work. Yes, even you growing your business, that is to love yourself more. To accept ourselves. To accept yourself more. Even having a business and building wealth for ourselves. At the end of the day, we want to be proud of ourselves. We want to feel purposeful. We want to feel good. We want to feel safe and stable and supported, so we can justify loving ourselves. It's why we want to work on our self-worth. It's why we want to release old patterns and habits and ways of thinking, so we can love ourselves and accept ourselves more. And the reason why coaching is so in demand, why people are hopping on the personal development bandwagon now, is because of how it feels to hold yourself in high regard and the opportunities that you become aware of when you do so. The reason why my clients get such insane results is because when they overcome their imposter syndrome thoughts, when they start to feel better and accept themselves more and rewrite their shame stories, they are open to abundance and receiving and actually believe that they can have the things that they want. They go after it with different energy and different thoughts and believe that they can actually have it. But here's the thing. You may have always been motivated by fear, self-criticism, hyper-judgment of yourself and others, and you may have even yielded results from that place. That hustly, I need to do in order to feel worthy place. And maybe, yes, tangible results have transpired from that place. This was totally me in the beginning of my business. I literally worked all day at my full-time job, and then I would come home and work all night on my business. I would ignore Dustin. I would go into my office and I would just work. I would write captions and I would record podcast episodes, and I would go to bed so late and get up and do it all again. I had no mindset routine. I was burnt out and hustling 24/7 because if I wasn't working or being productive, I felt bad about myself. And in the beginning of my business, that 100% created the results that I thought that I wanted, like signing the clients and making money, which was amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I was so burnt out. I didn't actually feel worthy, and I just wanted my audience and my clients to validate me. And so therefore my satisfaction with my results just wasn't there. I always needed to achieve more, do more, and never felt like what I was doing was enough. And I was still burnt out because it never felt like enough. So while your results can be obtained in any way that you want, you can sign clients by hating yourself, you can sign clients by loving yourself, you need to decide that what you do and think and feel about the results you obtain is just as important as the results itself. Let me repeat that. You need to decide that what you do and think and feel about the results you obtain is just as important as the results itself. So, yes, you want to sign clients and you want to make money, but you also want to feel the celebration and the joy of what that will feel like. You want to feel the stability of signing multiple clients in a row, right? Feeling good enough and worthy and loving yourself will help you create results, just like hustling and hating yourself will also yield results. But loving yourself increases your satisfaction with your results. Is this making sense? This is why there are rich people who are unhappy. Their internal motivators are focused more on the tangible result, hoping that it will change their internal state. But it actually doesn't. The results will come, yes, but we are only ever chasing things because of how they make us feel. I'm thinking about a podcast episode that I recorded in 2020. And I specifically remember being like, making money or signing a client will not make you feel good enough. And I remember somebody like reaching out to me and being like, I just feel like it would though. And it's like, yes, because you would finally believe that you were enough and that you've done enough, but that is based off of the external validation. And it's just going to be a never-ending cycle of like feeling good for a second and then still thinking that it's not enough and you need more. I used to be like really afraid of admitting this to my audience, the fact that you can totally get results by hustling, but that was the beginning of my business. I disliked myself. I had tons of unworthiness. I needed the clients and my audience to validate me. I really did hustle my way to my first 6 figures. I made lots of money. But my satisfaction with these results caused me to make decisions and do things that in hindsight weren't the best for where I was going, like investing out of fear instead of empowerment, hiring a whole ass team right away when I definitely could have taken my time. Because the truth is that you can make money any way you want, in a shitty way or in an empowering way, in a way that makes you feel bad about yourself or in a way that makes you feel on top of the world. The results you get are not linked to morality or how good you are. But if you want to make money and feel good about making it, if you want to celebrate yourself and feel joyful when you think of your life, if you want to feel worthy and good enough, and then sales are just an amazing add-on to feeling worthy instead of the reason for your self-worth, that is your motivation to love yourself more. Satisfaction with yourself, satisfaction with your results, and satisfaction with your life. That is the function of loving yourself. I say this because I want you to free yourself from the shackles of I need to be perfect to be worthy. I need to do it right to make money. I need to be this way or that way or have a massive breakthrough in order to sign clients. No, you can sign a client right fucking now, today, as you are. And that is the work that we do in one-to-one coaching, right? The work of realizing that you are capable and worthy and good enough right now as you are, and then allowing yourself to be seen and to sell from that place to sign clients. But that's the whole point. You don't need to do or be anything else. You don't need to love yourself to create results in your business. But when you want to love yourself more, when you want to release the old stories about yourself, when you want to feel better, when you want to be happy and celebrate even the littlest things, when you want to not feel shameful about just being yourself, when you don't want to guilt or criticize yourself into performing, you can create results from that place too. And lastly, so many people have this sneaky belief that once they love themselves, they'll get lazy, which is so linked to imposter syndrome, feeling like they'll be found out if they're not hustling or if they slow down and don't work as hard, that they'll lose the motivation or the drive. And this simply isn't true. You just maybe have run this pattern for so long, and your belief may be in that place because that's all you've ever known. But what would it look like to act from desire? What would it look like to be motivated by fun and play and the goals that you have, and from a place of loving yourself so much that you see your potential and can't wait to activate it? You might have had a hard day or a hard week, or you may need to lay around during your period, or maybe you're burnt out, you need a vacation. But when you're all rested and regulated, there is a fire and a desire inside of you to do something more. And when you love yourself and you have a desire to love yourself, you can A, create anything and everything you want, just like you could when you were hustling or burning yourself out. But more importantly, your satisfaction with your life and your results changes. You actually become content with yourself. You feel more peace, more ease, more assuredness, more confidence, more self-worth. Loving yourself means greater satisfaction from all areas of your life. And we do this work so you can consciously create a life and a business that you love in 3 months of one-to-one coaching. Apply now at the link in my show notes so we can get started right away. I love you, and you should love you too. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Head to the show notes to find out how you can take this work deeper with me in one-to-one coaching or in the From Imposter to Empowered group program. In the show notes, you'll also find a free 3-day challenge to start the process of overcoming your inner imposter. And once you're done with all of that, screenshot this episode and share it on Instagram, tagging me at Your Coach Jill so we can connect. See you next time.